Hello, salutations. What it do? Sadot The Gamer. Off I do again. You know about us like Scrub. Let's get it. And welcome to the Aftershow Podcast. I am joined by that guy,
Different
Mister
background.
Mister Bermuda. He's no longer out at sea.
No longer at sea. So yeah, I lost the internet. I tried. I did my best to get on the podcast from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Do or do
Um,
not. There is no try.
but the Bermuda Triangle had other ideas. But I'm not lost. I'm back, and Thor is fighting something above me. So if I randomly disappear this time, I will hope it's not because thunder rained down on my home.
Fair enough. And we are, of course, joined by the ghost of Casual Avenger, who could not make it because he just had a deep dish appointment that couldn't wait. So we're gonna hold it down in his absence as usual. We got the man of the hour, Spider-Man, is in the chat. What's up, King J Gaming? What up? What up, Nova Eastwood, fellow? We got your buddy. You two can talk boomer stuff together. I love it. Appreciate everyone for hanging out on this Friday evening. We got a lot to talk about because I don't know if you know, but yesterday was San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 kind of took over. we got a lot of stuff. I did a live stream yesterday. Shout out to everyone who came and made it. It's insanely lit. That was absolutely insane, and had 120,000 views on that live stream, and kept it going with my reaction video. So appreciate all the love, and we're gonna continue to talk about everything that they revealed, everything that came out at Comic-Con. We'll get Jay's thoughts on it because he was. I have no idea. I don't think he even did a reaction to it, so
I had nothing.
I have literally no idea what you think about literally anything that happens. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I thought about it. I'm like, oh, should I even record one right now? And I'm like, so much stuff going on. Just getting home. I had nothing at sea. Like, honestly, the internet there was so dookie that I was not even going to bother trying. It would have probably taken the entire cruise just to upload the video. So yeah, man, like,
Appreciate it. And unfortunately, we're also going to talk about Secret Invasion episode 5.
I
But
didn't watch that either.
We'll save that. We'll save that for later.
Yeah.
I'll catch you up to speed. It's spoiler alert. It's dog shit. And we'll talk a little Mortal Kombat 1 because now that the DLCs have announced and showed the leaks were true, I might have some interest in playing some Mortal Kombat just so I can get my hands on Homelander and Omni-Man. But first, let's get into San Diego Comic-Con and Spider-Man 2 because man, what a day. So I assume you watched the story trailer.
Yeah, I saw stuff, like it was like I'd have to like pause it and let it like remember the days of dial-up where you had to like pause what you wanted to watch?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jay.
Yeah,
I'm a very young man.
You're old enough to know what this was like.
I'm a zoomer. I have no idea what you're
talking
about.
Yeah. It was just like I eventually saw it. And man, wow. It's just this game is going to be special. It really is.
It is indeed. So of course we had the Symbiotic Relationships panel where they premiered the story trailer. The of course because of Comic-Con policy, they did not live stream the panel, but thanks to the fact that they didn't confiscate anyone's phones, I was able to find out everything that was going on just fine while I was doing my live stream. People were uploading screenshots, images, everything. The trailer leaked like hour, like 20 minutes before they officially posted it. So we were able to keep up to date. Someone actually uploaded the full panel on YouTube, so I actually watched it today.
Oh wow!
Just to see if I missed anything, and it not really. The questions were super like super generic, even by like generic interview question standards, so that they weren't really giving anything away. It was a lot of questions about, how do you feel about this and what was like doing that, those type of things. So the only really big stuff that they showed off was, of course, the story trailer and the announcement of that PS5 launch bundle that I know JayShockBlast is going to get. It's crazy. My predictions came true. I literally said that for San Diego Comic, I was like, they're probably going to do a repeat of 2018 and have a story trailer and like a special PlayStation 5 bundle. That's literally what what they did. What they did, no more or less. They even had a trailer to go along with the PlayStation 5 bundle, which is also pretty cool. But we don't know much about the bundle. We know the basics. The pre-orders for the bundle will go on sale starting next Friday, I think, the 28th.
Yeah, next Friday.
And we don't
I'll get the bundle for free. What was the bundle?
So the full bundle is you're gonna get yourself you're gonna get yourself the custom PS5, the custom controller, and it comes with a voucher for the standard edition of Spider-Man 2. And this will be available on September 1st. So if you got a lot of money and you got the collector's edition and you're like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to play my Spider-Man at midnight. I need to buy it again. Well, you can buy this launch bundle, get it on September 1st.
But what happens? Okay, two questions. Number one, why is it that they can do this with the console, but they can't do it with the collector's edition and just ship it out early?
Because they don't want to, Jay.
But what happens? Here's my other question. What happens if you redeem the code for the standard edition and then you get your collector's edition and you redeem the code and it thinks you already have the game? How do you get, because it's one code, how do you get the collector's edition stuff?
I was told that the collector's edition is going to be two separate codes in there.
I thought you told me the opposite.
No, I'm pretty sure. I can check the DM Insomniac sent me to be super sure, but pretty sure they told me it was two codes. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. He said, I don't know which one responded to my DM, but they said I believe it's a single code for both is the direct quote.
A single code for both. That to me says that you get one code that has both items on it.
Oh, that could be. I thought I read it as one code for the deluxe and one for the standard.
Because I would have answered that as there's two codes, one for the game, one for the content.
Makes sense. So
that's my fear. That's my biggest fear, is getting it digital and then redeeming my collector's edition code and being told you already have the game.
Well, if the launch comes with the standard, then it should be a different code because you're getting the deluxe edition content.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they're actually selling the deluxe edition stuff separately as a separate upgrade.
Okay. But what about the collector's edition stuff?
Now the collector's edition specifically is just the digital deluxe edition. So if it's the one code, then it'll be the one code for the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
Version of the game. And then if you got a standard, then it should still allow you to redeem it. But yeah, it's
imagine just sending out the freaking collector's edition a week early and saving us all this misery.
That would definitely be preferred. Like, yeah, the people who got the launch bundle, I feel like are getting a pretty great deal. They get their stuff on September 1st. They got you get a brand new beautiful PS5, get a nice controller, and you get your actual code on on September 1st. So you don't have to worry about anything. You'll be able to redeem it at midnight. And then you just get the upgrade to deluxe for like $10 after the fact. So, but I don't know. I'm assuming this bundle is going to be pretty pricey. I know the 2018 PS4 bundle was $400. So with inflation, I'm guessing this will be like $5.
Yeah.
For the full bundle, but you can get individual parts of it. So if you just want the PS5, you get that. If you want the controller, you can just grab that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it safe, and I am going to get the side plates and the controller, or try to. I went down to GameStop today, so I could pick up the Ghost Rider Midnight Suns Funko Pop. And I asked the manager at my store if there was anything in the system, and he didn't see anything for the PlayStation or the controller or the side plates. So I think this is going to be another one of those direct exclusives. So
Directors, they did, because I did remember them saying it was going to be like select retailers.
yeah, it doesn't seem like GameStop is one of those select retailers.
Tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what's going on there. I mean, obviously it's the most convenient place to get them, but I asked, like, you guys got the God of War controllers though, right? It's like, yep. So I don't know what's up.
That's weird. Yeah, it's weird. Maybe it's that particular GameStop, or maybe it hasn't registered yet.
I can't imagine. This is the most popular GameStop in central Massachusetts. So
if it's Central Massachusetts.
well, I mean, Worcester's a big city, like
Well,
third biggest city in New England.
Big timer.
Used to be number 2, but Providence has passed us.
Whoa. Slow down, you city slicker.
Yeah, I mean, it's like saying like Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the most popular GameStop in that area, is just not getting it,
Yeah, the horror. I mean,
trying to bring some the Pennsylvania analogy. I don't know. I watched too much of The Office.
I disagree with that premise. I
That's
think
fair.
there is never too much of The Office that you can watch.
And that's why we're friends.
Well, he needed some plausible deniability, so I'm his cover. But the big story was the story trailer, and there's probably been like 10,000 videos now break it down,
Yeah.
all the details. I did one myself that's going crazy right now, and since you weren't around for the initial hype, I want to get your thoughts on the trailer. Did you do it? I've done my deep dive. I spent like 5 hours editing this damn video. So I'm very familiar with all the ins and outs of this trailer. So what do you make of the story trailer? What some of the things you picked up on? What are your theories?
So I've watched it twice.
Only twice? Come on.
Yeah,
Man.
because like since I've gotten home, I've been unpacking, getting laundry situated, showering. We had to go out and do some things, so I'm literally just sitting down. I got back, and then the Mortal Kombat stuff dropped. So I'm like, well, let me do a quick video for this, since it's at least fresh right now.
Right.
And yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it back on good Wi-Fi in HD on something other than my phone.
Sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd say that. So my interpretation is that it's gonna be Harry that's Venom. Is that what we're thinking?
Basic.
Is that what we're thinking, or
my theory is that the whole Harry is Venom thing is the most obvious bait
Yeah.
that I've ever seen, and the fact that there's so many arrogant people that are just like my theory is Peter is gonna be Venom at some point in the game. My full theory was that I think there's going to be multiple symbiote hosts in
Right.
in Spider-Man 2, and Peter is going to go Venom at some point, and I thought Norman was going to be a Venom, and I thought there would be an appearance of the anti-Venom. But the amount of people that are saying, "Oh, that's dumb. It can't be Peter because there's a statue where he's fighting." Like, Jesus Christ! Like the amount of low IQ takes in this damn community. Like they can't even imagine a scenario where there's more than one symbiote host.
Well, you're not exactly going out on a limb saying that Peter's going to be one of them.
Like they're at the, like, I'm saying the craziest thing, and we're like, oh, what, two Venoms? But Peter,
Yeah.
but the statue, like, he literally has the symbiote.
Yeah. No, I get that, and I've said that too. I feel like the game is going to end with Eddie becoming Venom. I feel like that's the way that we're going to end it. And it might not even be something that transpires on screen, like as part of like the actual, and I'll like fight him now, interact with him now,
like a post credit tease.
Yeah, like, but I do feel like Harry obviously is going to be involved with the symbiote. Like, it has to happen. Like, even if we get past the obvious, like, they could absolutely be setting up the okie doke, where they're like trying to lure you in thinking it's Harry, and then suddenly it's not. Because I don't think Harry's gonna live. Like, I think the symbiote's gonna actually end up killing Harry at some point. Like,
here's the thing, like, they're in the trailer, they show you multiple, because that's the thing, we don't know what the timeline of the various stuff is, because and there's a few scenes where Harry looks like he's sick, but in the very beginning of the trailer, he's basically saying he's healthy, and that's why he says we're going to heal the world, because he's got a second chance at life. So I'm thinking, but if he is sick, the symbiote's not going to do anything, because they already tried that. That's the whole reason that Norman pulled him out of the tank in Miles Morales, is because the symbiote refused to bond with him. It would not accept Harry as a host. It does not accept sick hosts. It just doesn't. And Norman was like, it's not working. Just let him out the tank. And then the next time we see him in the story trailer, he's talking about he's got a second chance at life, and he's blessed to be here. So it sounds like he somehow made a recovery from his illness. My thinking is that they're going to figure out how to. If they did figure out how to treat him, it's the Goblin formula. I'm thinking they're setting him up to be Green Goblin. I'm thinking they figure out, they end up, when they realize the symbiote isn't going to work to cure him, they give him the Goblin formula, except the Goblin formula, we know has the negative side effect of his own of driving madness. And then if something tragic happens, say to his father, who may or may not get the symbiote, or may get unalived by Kraven the Hunter at some point, then that could push him over the edge.
So here's my thought process. When we see Peter in that first kind of like gameplay trailer, he's angry about something, and it's not just the symbiote causing it. I think Harry dies, and like the stuff that we're seeing is all early game stuff from that second trailer, and like the symbiote is going to be the cause of it somehow, or maybe it's his father. It could be.
That's what's confusing. That's what's like interesting too, because in the gameplay reveal, he's chasing Connors. He hasn't had we can tell he hasn't had the symbiote for long, because Miles doesn't even recognize he's surprised when he sees him.
Right.
So he hasn't had the symbiote for long, and in the story trailer, Miles Miles and Mary Jane are both very worried about Peter. We heard and I heard
That's true.
in the Comic-Con panel that when I was watching it back today, that Peter basically he gets used to the suit, he gets corrupted by the power and starts feeling like he can basically do everything himself and starts pushing all of his friends away. And then we know in the story trailer it gets outright hostile because there's a scene in the trailer where it looks like he's hunting Mary Jane. Like she's hiding behind a wall and in fear, and she looks and Peter just drops down with the symbiote and the tentacles all out. So that scene looks like they're implying that he at some point is so corrupted that he goes on a rampage and attacks Mary Jane. So
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, that's clearly they're setting up Peter's full transformation.
So that's certainly possible, and I haven't had enough time to really break that down, and I just had like that epiphany moment when you were
Right.
saying that, because I didn't really think of it as, because they make a big scene about introducing Harry to Miles and all that,
Right.
and I didn't realize that that was happening after Peter already had the symbiote.
That's why the timeline is interesting, because in the gameplay trailer, he hasn't had it for long, but despite that, he's saying Harry is dying. So he knows about. So at that point in the gameplay trailer, he hasn't had the symbiote for that long. He knows he knows about Harry's condition, obviously, but he knows Harry specifically is dying. Like he's actually seen him, and he's chasing Connors, so he knows about Connors' involvement. He's reached out to Connors at some point, so that's where they're at in the gameplay reveal, and then we're just shown different parts in the story trailer, and it's kind of like we're trying to piece together exactly what the timeline here is
Yeah,
for all these events, because there's a lot of stuff happening. Like we know at some point it looks like he just goes berserk and attacks Mary Jane. We know they're worried about him, and Mary Jane's pleading Miles to help him. But we also know, there's also a major incident with Mr. Negative. He returns,
right.
and based on that scene, it looks like somebody attacks the raft, and a bunch of prisoners escape, and Miles confronts Mr. Negative, Martin Lee again, who killed his father. But in the background of that scene, Peter doesn't have the symbiote on. He's got his red suit. So that breakout at the raft either happens before he got the suit or after he loses the symbiote. So it'll be interesting where exactly that, because that sounds like a major event, and we don't know exactly when that's going to take place. But it looks like that's going to be a major side story to the main conflict of Kraven and Venom. Just this breakout at the raft. Maybe it'll be like part of Miles's mission change, since it's about Martin Lee
Right.
and everything like that. And they also showed off Wraith. We got our first look at her in game during that scene briefly when she's in the fire. So maybe she actually. I'm thinking. My initial theory was that I was thinking about that I said a couple months ago, was that Kraven would basically break into the raft and like free a bunch of criminals to create a better hunting ground. But if not that, I think maybe Yuri could have done it. Maybe she's like, I'm just going to break into the raft and just start executing criminals. maybe, maybe.
I don't know. That would seem like the fall for her would have happened pretty rapidly.
She did. It's been what not. So the last we left off with Yuri, she had just executed a mob enforcer
Yeah.
and tied and set left all these clues for Peter to find, and then there's been a 10-month time skip since then.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's how much hair Miles can grow in 10 months.
Yeah. Oh my god, that don't get me started. What do you think? This part is actually pretty almost as divided as the whole who is Venom thing. Like people, you have people. From what I've seen, most people hate the hair on Miles, but a lot of people love the upgrade of Mary Jane, myself included. And other people hate it. They think she looks old or whatever.
No, I know you too well. This is a trap. I'm not talking about Miles there. No, thank you.
Is that right? Honest question. What do you think of Miles's black hairstyle, JayShockBlast?
Trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Bigot. I don't care. I think it looks fine. I'm not like it's as long as they did it with the best intentions, by Odin's fade. Let it be.
Oh Jesus! Oh no! So my issue was that in the scene where when Harry meets Miles for the first time at Coney Island, it looks awful. but there's a scene later in the trailer where Miles is in his suit and him and Peter are talking, but they don't have the mask on, and it looks okay. I still prefer the hair, the short hair. I think but it didn't look bad in that. Just in that particular scene at Coney Island, it just looked awful to me.
Can I, as an aside, my entertainment on the cruise was very limited. We had like 5 channels that played the same movies or TV shows over and over again. And at one point, like the Super Kitty Spidey Squad show came on. Did you know they call Miles Spin on that show?
No. What? Spin?
Yeah. Like they would call, like Peter was Spider-Man and Gwen is Ghost Spider.
Of course.
And they called Miles Spin.
Not Spidey.
No, they called him Spin. I kind of like that. Not gonna lie.
Spin. I'm not feeling it.
Well, anyway, I just needed to bring that up because that was news to me. But yeah, I heard him say it a few times. I kept looking over like, who the fuck are they talking about?
Spider-Man and
Miles.
Spider-Man and Spin.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't sound cool. Like Ghost Spider sounds dope.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, honestly, Miles should be called Ghost Spider.
Yeah, he's literally goes. He he goes translucent.
He really should be the Ghost Spider. Like that should be his name.
Gwen literally she just has Peter's power set. She doesn't have she just has a really cool outfit. Like that's her whole thing. She just has a really cool, and unfortunately, he could also been called Black Widow, but unfortunately that was taken.
Yeah.
So the best names for Miles are already taken. Ghost Spider, Black Widow, like there's nothing left for this man.
Well, there is Black Spider.
That's
it's a trap.
That's a little on the nose. Spider Shock.
Shock Spider.
Shock Spider. It's just Spider Bite. It's just
There's already a Spider Bite.
It's just we got to assemble a console to figure out Miles' nickname. Like he's got to have something.
Yeah.
We got to be able to distinguish.
I didn't mean to derail it, but like when you said something, it clicked in my head when I was sitting on the ship.
It's a podcast, Jay. You're supposed to derail.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
In a random shit.
Yeah, but like that. Yeah, I was like spin. That kind of works. But if you think about it, like we always talk about, why can't why can't there be 2 Spider-Mans? But if you also think about it, there's only 2 people called Spider-Man. Every time somebody brings up one of the white guys, like, Ben Reilly or Kane, it's like, oh, you mean Scarlet Spider? Oh, you mean Spider-Man Noir? Oh, you mean 2099? Oh, you mean this? Like, there's always something else about their name that isn't just Spider-Man. So
correct. Spider-Punk.
Yeah, Spider Ham.
Yeah.
So it's always like my gotcha, you know. But anyway, back to this. Listen, I wish I was more prepared to go as in depth with it. Shut up. Take that off the screen. Listen. We all know that's not true. I was set up. But like,
I think it's
man, I also caught like cruise crud or something, man. I got like a little bit of a cold.
Oh, well, good thing this is a remote podcast, so I won't have any of your germs.
Yeah.
But so it occurred to me, and the PR sent me an email reminding me of this as well, because we had the celebrity guests that we were going to get, but then I remembered, oh wait, the strike is happening. They can't do any press.
Yeah, I thought about that after you said it.
It did occur to me, and then she ended up sending me a follow-up email like, oh yeah, he can't do it because of the writer's strike, because the writers and actors strike.
Good God.
I was like, shit. Oh well. That's tough.
But yeah, man, I think that, look, man, this game is gonna be special.
Importantly, Mary Jane.
She looks good. I saw somebody put a side by side of her and Marvel's Avengers Black Widow.
We're doing that.
I'm just saying what I saw. I couldn't tell the difference.
I mean,
maybe the hair.
I mean, the hair is definitely different. It's definitely I can definitely see the similarity in the face model with the way
the same person.
The same face model.
They're both Laura Bailey, right?
Yeah, but Laura Bailey's not the face model.
Is she?
No.
Okay.
Avengers actually, this is interesting. Apparently, Avengers didn't actually use real life face models.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that, because I'll tell you what, I went to Behavior Interactive in Montreal to play some weird game called Death Garden, and they're the same studio that does Dead by Daylight, and the Death Garden devs were right next to the Dead by Daylight devs, and I've said this story before. I was watching while we were talking at their desks. One of the devs from Dead by Daylight was just working on some concept art and stuff, and on one of his screens he had Will Smith from that movie I Am Legend, I think. And on the other screen he had a character he was developing, and it wasn't Will Smith, but it was kind of Will Smith. So that is a thing that
if they don't have a face model, they'll just literally just look at somebody else for inspiration.
Yeah. So I was interested to see that happen in real time, you know what I mean? So yeah. But I think she looks fine, you know, like I hope I don't have to play as her. I hope she's not Venom.
No, the Venom, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but they confirmed that they said he. So
all right.
On the him.
Well, don't assume Mary Jane's identity.
Well, you think Mary Jane's going to transition?
Or not her identity, but gender, whatever.
She adopts she her pronouns, sir. So yeah. So we can assume that Venom is going to be him. They said it, they gendered him on the Symbiotic Relationships panel, so it is a him. But I think there is going to be an MJ mission. It might be an MJ mission where you.
Sadot froze. Did I do that to him? Or am I the one that froze?
I think you're the one that froze.
Oh. Weird. Anyway.
I think Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think Harry Venom thing is like such an obvious trap.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say red herring earlier, but I haven't used that expression in a while, so I started doubting myself if I was using it correctly.
Probably not.
Yeah, so I think there's I think they just want us to keep going in circles and chasing our tail.
Of course.
And I
Look-
like that. I don't want to know because I'm gonna be honest. My second reaction after picking my ass up off the floor watching that trailer was, man, I wish I didn't see this. This seems like too much, you know. But I know that they're smart about it, and I don't think that they're gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I feel like everything they've shown us so far feels like it's a lot, but I'll bet in the grand scheme of things, it's such a small.
It actually is like because I didn't even get to the real deep cuts. Like if you because I actually during the stream I did a comparison to the 2018 story trailer, and they showed way more there about the story than they did compared to this one. If you really look at the story trailer, you didn't really see for the most part anything you didn't already know, except the biggest surprise was Martin Lee
Yeah,
being in terms of impact. But he's but we saw all the whole Sinister Six. We saw them all in the gameplay reveal on Kraven's map, so we knew that was a possibility anyway. So it wasn't even like that much of a really a spoiler. Wraith, seeing her was cool, but we saw that in the gameplay reveal. She was on the map. We knew Harry was going to be involved, so seeing Harry was a big surprise. We knew about the symbiote. We knew about Venom. So they didn't really the biggest surprise in terms of what we didn't know before, the biggest reveal was like probably something most people missed. It was the Easter eggs that they had during the Coney Island scene, and you probably missed it. They teased 3 villains in there.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because it was like over, the shot. It was a shot in the trailer where they showed visuals of the different of New York, different parts where you'd be exploring,
right.
and like when they got to Coney Island, that it was like right before they show the scene where MJ, Harry, and Miles all meet. There's a shot of Coney Island right before that, and when you zoom in, they have 3 villain teases set up as the names of amusement park rides. They have one called Hydro Bench, which is a reference to Hydro Man. They have a roller coaster called Speed Demon, which is a Marvel villain with super speed, and they have a Ferris wheel called Big Wheel, which sent a lot of Spider-Man fans into a frenzy when they peeped that, because they've been asking for a Big Wheel since the first game.
I've never heard of Big Wheel.
He's a joke. He's literally just a meme villain. I had to do this for my breakdown today, but yeah, he was a corrupt businessman in the comic who he hired Rocket Racer to steal something. It went bad, so he wanted to get his revenge on him. So he got the Tinkerer to build him a weapon, and the Tinkerer built him a giant wheel with like guns and missiles and lasers built into it, and he just rides around this giant wheel with guns and stuff out of that's his whole thing.
Interesting. Speed Demon. I don't know.
Speed Demon
on the nose.
Speed Demon is interesting because his comic origin is another one similar to how with the Hood. Speed Demon's comic origin has like magic cosmic implications because he gets his super speed from Grandmaster.
Okay.
And not the MCU Grandmaster, the actual one,
right.
who's a cosmic being that's like billions of years old. So the fact that they teased this at an amusement park and he's basically like a god of games. Like that's his whole thing is based on games.
Ooh, what if it's arcade? What if it's arcade and murder world?
Arcade and her. I don't know how far they're going to go, but I can definitely see them having challenges around the city related to Grandmaster. And
that doesn't seem to really fit though.
But
Grandmaster is more of a cosmic character, like you said.
But he interferes because in human affairs because he's like obsessed with games. So if they're going to have Speed Demon, that would make sense. Because they already dipped their toes in the magical stuff. You know, Doctor Strange is there. He's in New York. They have in the prequel comic, they introduced the Lifeline tablet. So they're definitely towing their way into the mystic realm of stuff there.
Maybe Arcade is a villain that Spider-Man deals with a lot, and he usually has like a circus that he calls Murder World, and he has all sorts of stuff like that set up. So like that would make a lot of sense too, although it is Coney Island, which is a permanent situation. But I don't know. That'd be dipping pretty far into the D list. Although I guess if you're saying the big wheel guy is
literally,
I mean, literally the first time I've ever heard of him.
he's literally a meme.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, if they just did Hydro Man, Speed Demon, and Big Wheel without Grandmaster, that would still be fine, and I enjoy it. Especially it'd be interesting, especially see how Pete deals with a speedster.
Yeah, that'd be interesting for sure.
Just bouncing around the city. I mean that's where maybe the symbiote will help with the with that. You can maybe have some strategy.
Probably have some gadgets built for it.
Yeah, you know, they cut him off because I when I was doing some research on Speed Demon, he actually popped up in like some Marvel cartoon shows. I pulled some gifs of him being shot at by Iron Man, running circles around Thor and Hulk. So he gets around.
He can't be like recent.
Who Big Will?
No, Speed Demon. Oh my god, he looks like a generic freaking Flash.
Yeah, it's kind of is like I think
he worked with Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's like I think he caps out like
Super Sonic. That makes a lot of sense. He was the Wizard.
The Wizard.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I see why they changed the name.
Yeah. Well, WHI. Okay. Because I was thinking like Whirlwind would make a lot of sense, you know?
Whirlwind.
Goes in velocity.
The velocity copy. Well, I want to see it. I want to see it in the video game.
Yeah.
Someone who can move faster than the speed of sound. See how Pete deals with that in the game. How they handle those mechanics. I'm looking forward to that.
Hydro Man is definitely a classic Spider-Man villain, though.
Love me some art. My big ask for side villains were Mysterio, Sandman, and Hydro Man.
I feel like you give Mysterio like a whole game though, to be like, because I feel like Mysterio is so underutilized, and has like he's been a joke character for a long time, but I feel like Mysterio could be potentially just a devastating, type of character if they use him properly.
I thought of Insomniac since he's an old since this version of Peter already beat him. I was thinking of them doing like kind of a, I don't know if it's like a mini game like Miles was, or like a DLC a series of DLC, but like the theme is basically his early years when he's first getting his used to his powers and abilities, and we get to experience those initial villain encounters, so it's early Kingpin, Sandman, his first fight with Lizard, first fight with Mysterio. I think that would be such an amazing, whether it's a game or like DLC, I think that would be amazing.
I'm all for anything, like, to be honest with you. I don't have a problem with them having some like D-list characters and stuff, but I think a lot of Spidey fans in general want us to see the classics,
For sure.
And Kraven obviously classic, Venom classic. So
Lizard classic, Screwball classic. No.
Excuse me. I mean, she better be in the game, like, as at least a reference. I do not want to do any more of her challenges. But
I definitely do not. Maybe give us an update about her.
Yeah.
Would she go in the raft, or would she go to Rikers? Do you think?
She'd probably go to Rikers.
I feel like she's a Riker criminal.
I feel like I don't feel like she has like any actual abilities.
Because I was thinking, because I know, because I feel like if they're going to send Shocker to Rikers, I feel like Screwball should definitely go to Rikers.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking of the Prison Break. I'm like, well, Mr. Negative was definitely at the raft. I don't know if they would put Screwball there. I was hoping that Screwball didn't escape.
Well, they had Vulture there.
Yeah,
who was there during the break? I can't believe we're doing a raft break again.
Yeah, it's what was it, a raft break, or was it a? I know it was the Rikers break.
Oh, is that where it was?
There was an attack. No, there was an attack. He did go to the raft. There was an incident at the raft. That's when he fought the full six and got his ass whooped.
Yeah, but like all those guys were there, and they weren't necessarily powered.
Yeah, they're all working together. Yeah, they had Doc. Currently, Doc Ock's there, but he's like paralyzed basically.
Right.
And you got Mr. Negative. Probably Rhino. Probably Rhino's there. Scorpion, maybe.
Well, we've seen Matt Gargan.
Yeah, Matt's there. Pretty sure Kingpin's in the raft.
Huh. I just feel like the raft is such an easy, like, I just can't, like, there's so many video games where there's an attack on the raft,
Arkham.
Like literally every video game, they attack the raft, it's like
prison breaks are exciting.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You've got like all the Marvel Ultimate Alliances pretty much. I mean, it happened to Marvel Heroes, and I get it, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's other ways you can kind of do it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, maybe it won't be on the same scale, but it definitely, at the very least, it looks like it could be pretty bad because Mr. Negative is out, so that's probably a bad one. That was probably a bad one. But it depends on the nature of what it is, like because it is still a raft breakout, but I'm sure it's probably different than the first. Like, we don't know if it's like Kraven breaking them out, just destroying stuff, just to do the hunting ground thing, or if it's Yuri trying to take out some justice. I guess we'll find out in October. But I can't wait. It's funny that that 4chan leak for Spider-Man 2, it didn't get the Lizard right, and I don't buy the multiverse stuff, but it predicted Wraith and Big Wheel so far. Like, imagine nailing Big Wheel on a guess, but not Lizard. Like, how do you miss Lizard? Like, they they had Sandman, Mysterio, Paste Pot Pete, Shocker, but they didn't think of Blizzard. And that was the one thing that did them in. And if they had put Lizard on there, people would be like, oh, okay, maybe they got something here, maybe cooking something there. But they also said Eddie Brock would be Venom. So unless Insomniac is pulling a Rocksteady, then it's probably not happening. I don't think Insomniac would do a Rocksteady. I think no one wants to do a Rocksteady right now. So I'm pretty sure Insomniac is going to be straight with us in that regard.
Yeah.
Like now, if it's now Anti-Venom, I feel like that's a different thing.
I think we're going too far into the Venomverse here, like to have Anti-Venom pop up already too.
I mean, you have the symbiote already. You got Venom. You got Mr. Negative. Like they have all the ingredients for the Anti-Venom.
Well, we are also supposed to be getting some, multiverse out of this. So,
and Nigel Jeter said the symbiotes is everywhere, man. He said they everywhere. So,
I guess so.
I mean, if they're everywhere, I mean, that could be multiple symbiotes, multiple types of symbiotes. We don't know. Maybe Carnage will pop up. Who knows?
That'd be bonkers.
Like imagine Carnage just shows up at the end.
Yeah, it would be kind of crazy if just out of nowhere there's like a whole second game in there. Like they build everything up to just this big Kraven story, and that's only like half the battle. And then halfway through, we already know we're dealing with Venom, and then it's just like Carnage shows up, and that's the real enemy. Like
I think it would be like the Spider-Man PS4 where it's set up early because there was that rumor from an alleged PlayStation that said like the game would open to Miles and Peter investigating like a serial killer, and I can see if we're going to go Carnage, they can have that set up in the early stages. Like you think, oh, maybe it's Yuri. She's taking out criminals again, and then they find out it's actually a certain redhead.
Let's be real though, okay? Everybody that Spider-Man is trying to go up against is a serial killer in their own way.
kind of. But a specific kind. Like Spider-Man deals with a lot of people who like kill in the process of committing other crimes.
Yeah.
Like,
so here's my question. We talked a little bit about the bundle earlier and everything. What do you think about the actual controller and the side plates? Because I did get to see a little bit of that reaction on Twitter yesterday. A lot of people didn't seem to appreciate it as much.
I mean, it's Twitter. Twitter appreciates literally nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think I've seen Pope. I don't know if you know who he used to be like Xbox Pope, but I think he's just like Pope now. And he does all sorts of designs. Pretty famous graphic design for like consoles and like controllers and stuff. I actually got sent one for oh god, what was that launch game for PS5?
Godfall?
Yes. I got sent a Godfall controller he designed.
Oof. That game sucked ass at launch.
I mean, the controller was nice though. And I've seen him do better controllers. I get what they're going for here, and I think it looks kind of cool. It's certainly better than just a plain red controller that came with the PS4. And I get what they're going for with it. It does seem a little basic. It does seem like there are other designs that have been better. But man, they missed an opportunity here. They could have absolutely done multiple controllers and sold the crap. Like they could have had like a controller 4-pack. This one with a pure Venom, a pure Peter, and a pure Miles.
That's what I thought they were going. That's what I thought they were going to do because I was like talking about it. I was comparing it to like the AIM controller because they have like a sample of a Venom controller that looks really good. Like every time people see it, they're like, "Oh my, I need that controller." It looks amazing. So I thought they were going to have like a controller based on the new advanced suit, a trailer, a controller in the mouse colors, and just like a straight up Venom one.
I don't think this one looks bad. I do kind of wish that the transition started in the middle, so it was a little bit more symmetrical. But
Yeah, even Yuri Yuri actually joked about that. He was like, "Why is it?" Because Lucinda Chu was basically describing kind of the thought process behind the design choices, and she was basically saying that they were trying to symbolize the struggle between Peter, the symbiote. You don't know which side is going to win, and we're trying to capture that in a controller. And Yuri joked like, "Why is there so much symbiote?" Yeah, and the symbiote does seem to be dominating the controller in terms of the color scheme.
Yeah, I feel that.
Could that be their way of saying Venom he's going to take over?
I'm definitely getting them. I'm going to get the side plates. I'm going to get the controller. I think my brother is going to get the console because he still doesn't have a PS5.
Oh,
he doesn't
perfect.
play video games enough, so he just didn't rush out to get one.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get the controller just for the culture.
I mean, the controller is a must. I like the side plates. I've got the red ones, and I like the red ones, but I don't know. Those ones are kind of cool too.
I just don't feel like installing them.
There is that. I will not lie.
No, I'm not.
That is a very valid because it's not hard. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I just don't want to bother.
Did you end up getting that like an aside? Did you end up getting that 2 terabyte drive?
I did not yet. I did just get paid though, so.
Well, the price is down. So honestly, for like $100, you should be able to get 2 terabytes pretty easy.
I think I'm gonna grab it because I definitely could. I was looking at my system. I was like, man, I want to reinstall this game, but I'm like, I don't want to delete anything right now. I need space. Now I need space.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not gonna do it, but I've been thinking about getting a 4 terabyte because those have gone down in price quite a bit too. But I'm just gonna stick with my 2 that I already have in there for now.
Fancy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just I think I'm gonna pull the plug on the 2 because it definitely comes up to a point because I was like I want to make some content on something, but I'm like I don't have room.
Yeah.
I'm like I want to make sure that I have plenty. I don't have to constantly be deleting stuff, and I want to be able to have a little bit more wiggle room on my console, so I don't have to constantly be worrying about I can only have these amounts of games installed on at any one time.
Well, like the thing that I love about the Xbox is I have my 5 terabyte hard drive that I got when the Xbox One came out with all the Xbox One games on it, and I could just access those at any time and play them that way like I always have. But I do have the 1 terabyte card, and I'm running out of space. So I keep wanting to get the 2 terabyte one, but like the prices on the 2 terabyte still haven't gone down. That's the one major thing that, like, I love the card. It's just
box
plug it in, but because they made it proprietary, and like there's just like
I just wish the PS5 had more than like the standard. It was like 800 gigs standard.
Yeah,
barely.
Yeah.
like that doesn't feel like a lot, especially with the size of some of these games these days.
I always thought it was weird that the digital one had the smaller hard drive.
Yeah, I have the disc version, I think. Yeah, I got the disc version.
Yeah.
But I've literally never bought a PS5 disc since I got it. At any point, I still just buy digital. I only got the disc version because it was the first one available.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to screw around. I just wanted one. I didn't care either way. I was like, maybe. Well, if I ever need a Blu-ray or something, then I'll have the disc version. Otherwise, I can just get digital anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I always wanted the the disc version no matter what, because I know that there are games that I already have a disc version for, and like the amount of people that didn't anticipate, oh, I have the disc. What do I do? When they got their digital version, I'm like, well, that's your fault.
Skill issue. I think I need to because I want to hop on some certain games and just play around with them. Like I still want 100% Hogwarts Legacy. I still want to run around on Jedi Survivor. So it'd be nice to just I'd like to have just Avengers installed because I'm going to go back to it in September anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I think I'm just going to pull the trigger on that. Have you heard about this, Jay?
No.
Is
this in the comic or
Peter and Felicia's son is real? We've been talking about Spider-Man, the Insomniac version. So if this is like a comic thing, you're the wrong person.
I've been on a boat for the last week in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I've been on a boat called. He's talking about the DLC. She confirmed she was lying.
I don't remember.
I just replayed that. She was lying. she lied. She manipulated Peter in order with the whole son thing in order to basically help with her situation because she was just basically stealing from all these crime bosses and she needed to rope in Peter. Yeah, they confirmed that she never they never had a son. Nah, she lied. Peter does not have a kid by Felicia. He was talking about it at the end with Mary Jane. They had a nice little touching moment about, oh, even though you're not a father, I'm sure you'll make a great father one day. But yeah, the fact that Peter thought it could be his makes me very jealous.
Well, caught in 4K, Sadot The Gamer.
I wasn't caught in 4K. I broadcasted. What you mean? I hit start stream, which
that was a fair point.
I adjusted the settings myself. I upscaled from 1080. to fuck you talk about?
Touche.
No, you ain't catching me. You ain't catching me lacking. I said what I said.
Do you think they're gonna slow down now? Now they've because I mean we're July 21st. All right. Mm-hmm. So we're like 3 months away, almost to the day that the game. We're like less than 90 days away, right?
Right.
Or maybe it is 90. I don't know what the exact total is, but we're 3 months away.
You knew all the Avengers totals. Get it together, Jay.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think they start to slow it down?
So the thing about that is our good friend Tony Todd, in a tweet that he was forced to delete, mentioned that they were targeting August for like a big promotional push in terms of marketing. So if they're going to slow it down, I don't think it's going to be August because there's also the potential for the Game Informer. Game Informer still hasn't announced their game for August yet.
That's true.
And
oh man,
Spider-Man PS4 was their cover game. So
yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do Game Informer again or IGN, but I'm thinking if they're doing a big marketing push, it would probably be with like one of them, because that's like what these games do. They either pick IGN to do like an exclusive month of coverage, or they'll work with Game Informer, and Game Informer will make them the cover game, and then they'll do a month of coverage and stuff for that game. So I think it's going to be one of those, but I'm leaning Game Informer.
New York Comic Con is like the week before the game comes out too.
Yeah,
I was gonna skip it this year, but I might not be able to.
I mean, Caboose looked like he was having a, a good old time over there.
Yeah. I mean, Caboose is different though. I mean, like I'm sure he got invited by them.
I don't know. It didn't sound like he had like a secure invite, because I know because he announced he was going. Him and Evan announced they were going, but Evan straight up said, "Yeah, I don't have he doesn't have a press pass this year. He's just going to see if, and he's just going to see if he could get in the Hall H when he gets there." And Caboose also, when he got there, said he also didn't have a guarantee that he was getting in Hall H. So I don't think he had press. I'm not sure he had a press pass either, or if he had an official invite. Otherwise, he would have had a guarantee Hall H seat.
So it sounds like I haven't talked to him or anything. So it sounds like maybe he just last second decided, you know what, we got to do this, which is crazy because like I know they're going to Evo too, which is like in 2 weeks.
But Caboose, he's
I could not afford to do all that.
I mean, he is Caboose.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's got you got money bags. He got suitcases.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, I mean, Uncaged is there too for the Mortal Kombat, so that makes sense. Yeah, I'm super happy for all of them though. That's so cool. I am not the type of person, like there's a lot of people that get bitter when they see people have success, and I'm not. I'm like, when I see you do well, I'm thrilled for you. You know, I see those.
Yeah, I wasn't jealous at all when I saw the.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think it's cool that it seems like it came together very last minute.
Yeah, I know for a fact when I was looking when people were asking me if I was going to go to Comic-Con, I'm like, I'm going to make way more money not going to Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, that's the catch-22, because that's exactly what happened at Summer Game Fest, because like we're there, we couldn't like, except those guys were insane.
Yeah, Caboose didn't have that problem. His reaction video to the story trailer hit trending. So
yeah, but like you don't understand, they literally did it in the crowd.
Yeah, they had. They had to. Like I saw the video. He had his phone facing him.
Yeah,
and then he just uploaded the story trailer.
Yeah, I was with them, you know, like and I know that like they had to get special permission to bring the laptop in, because we weren't supposed to bring stuff like that in, and Uncaged got that permission, and they both just sat there tag teaming it, and they just did it during the whole show and got it up, and the Wi-Fi there was godly too. It was not at the Summer Game Fest the venue, but at the YouTube theater it was.
I respect the dedication. I'd rather just sit my ass home and set up my own live stream.
Yeah, that's always that's always the catch-22. It really and truly is. You know, when you're at the event, you don't have like, yeah, they've got press areas and stuff. Like New York Comic Con, there's a press area. So I can go see it, do it, experience it, go to that press area, start working on everything. And by the time I'm done, like it's already everywhere.
Yeah. But I guess it's nice if you're just there for the experience, you know, if you're not even worried about it.
Yeah, so that's always my issue, is that like, but there is a benefit to being there because you get that FaceTime.
You get
that FaceTime sometimes.
That networking.
That FaceTime is sometimes more valuable than the money.
Not in my case. I love the money.
Listen, and I get that, and there are plenty of people that have done very well just sitting at home and doing their thing, you know.
I eventually want to meet some of the folks, you know, have a nice dinner with you, Cammy, and Alan.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, that would be dope. And like I said, I'm always pitching it. I told you about when I was meeting with the Immortals of Avium people. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, my podcast partner, if you ever have any like not on location like opportunities, you know, I'd love to get him a play session or something. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm always looking out.
That's just a common JayShockBlast W.
Yeah.
where's the briefcase? Well, Caboose, I'm sure he has his briefcases all perfectly lined up in his room. In his room, he still has room to put stuff there, unlike Jay.
Yeah, my wife was asking me if I watched back last week's podcast yet. I'm like, well, I wasn't going to do it on the boat because that was the other thing. I'm in Bermuda. I didn't want to use like cellular there as much as I could. But it was funny, like having that weird nondescript background instead of this.
Money equals money, Eastwood.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. The thoughts on the Norman is Venom theory. That's literally my theory.
Yeah.
I'm claiming I'm the face of that theory.
All right. I have to drop for 1 second.
He's got to pee.
No, I have to like blow my nose. Sorry.
He's got to pee. He's gonna pee in his nose. So yeah, I'm basically the face of the Norman is Venom theory. That's what a lot of people know me for. Probably my second biggest video in my channel's history is basically a theory breakdown of how I think Eddie is going to be in the game, but not Venom, but he could be anti-Venom. And I think Norman is being set up to be Venom, and that Harry is a misdirect. And I think Peter at some point is also going to turn into Venom. That's my theory.
Excuse me.
And I think narrative wise, I think it makes more sense if like Venom is like Peter has his Venom moment, loses it, and then Norman becomes Venom, dies, and then Harry becomes Green Goblin to avenge his father.
I heard everything you said. I did not pee out of my nose.
Allegedly.
All right, what else we got here?
That's my literally famous Norman theory. I don't know. Norman was strangely absent, suspiciously absent, I would say, in the trailer. He had like one scene. I think they're definitely trying to steer us away from the truth, which is that Norman is Venom. So there was also another Spider-Man 2 thing today. They had an interview with Brian Sahar and Bill Roseman, but for some reason that hadn't been posted yet. So I'm not sure if it was even a big deal, but hopefully they'll post at some point if there's something there. But otherwise, that was pretty much it for Spider-Man 2. It was a big success. I know Invincible season 2 is I'm not sure what day they're presenting, but they're going to have their panel. But Mortal Kombat is supposed to have a panel, and that's Caboose's game. I was basically like, I don't really do fighting games,
but maybe you're gonna have to.
Yeah, my condition was I'll look into Mortal Kombat if the leaks about Homelander and Omni-Man are true. And wouldn't you know it? The leaks about Homelander and Omni-Man are true.
Yeah, and they look fantastic.
Incredible. Peacemaker, they went with the John Cena Peacemaker. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, so they unveiled a couple things today. Their panel actually was happening just before the show went live. So we got to see Tanya, Lee May, and Baraka as playable characters in Mortal Kombat 1. And they also unveiled the Combat Pass, which is going to give us Ermac, Quan Chi, and Tanaka as Mortal Kombat characters. as well as obviously Omni-Man, Homelander, and Peacemaker. Homelander is going to be in 2024. I got the press.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you're not going to get Homelander right away. Excuse me. He won't be one of the original or first TLC characters. Jean-Claude Van Damme is also getting his Johnny Cage skin. Farah, Johnny Cage, Chameleon, Movado, and Tremor included as cameo fighters. So yeah, that's all part of that season pass.
But when is Omni-Man?
Omni-Man could be pretty early.
Well,
the only thing it specifically says Kombat pack includes Quan Chi, Ermac, Takeda Takahashi, Peacemaker based on DC's The Suicide Squad film, and Peacemaker series on Max. Omni-Man based on original comic book and animated television series Invincible. Homelander with a star based on hit series The Boys. And then the star says Homelander available spring 2024.
Ooh, so that's even after Suicide Squad Could Justice League is supposed to come out.
So I'm going to assume Homelander is going to be the last character of the 6.
Well, as long as I get Omni-Man, I might. As soon as Omni-Man is available, I'll hop in and run the fade.
Yeah, my best guess is that we'll get like either Quan Chi or Ermac first, then Peacemaker, then the other one of those two, then maybe Omni-Man, then Takahashi or Takeda, and then Homelander.
Did they give
alternate it?
Did they give a release date on Cloning Lab?
On what?
On Cloning Lab?
No.
But if I'll make an exception for Mortal Kombat this year, just because I love the idea of being able to play with Omni-Man and Homelander, and that sounds like fun. I haven't touched Mortal Kombat probably since literally I don't think I've played a Mortal Kombat game since it was available in arcades.
Yeah, I was never like a big one on it, and then Injustice came out and made me go backwards.
I still didn't play Injustice. I can download. I'm pretty sure I could download it, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, it
looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually. I think there's like a version that had like everything for like less than $10.
Yeah. I was just going to download it from the PlayStation Premium.
Oh, there's that too. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But I'll eventually get to that. So Jay, this is the saddest part of the show. We have to talk about Secret Invasion.
Oh, I haven't watched this episode yet.
Don't worry, I watched it so you wouldn't have to. So, Secret Invasion episode 5. You remember episode 4, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it ended with what's his face? Dying.
Talos.
Oh,
he's actually dead. So
Ooh, dead.
Yeah, he's not Amelia Clark dead. He's actually dead. So this picks off where the episode left off. Gravik launched his plan to attack the president's convoy. Of course, he failed to kill Fury, but he also failed to kill the president. But he did manage to kill Talos, and Talos is actually dead. He didn't have the presence of mind to do a reshoot and give himself the super scroll power. so this basically picks up from where it left off. Nick Fury has taken the president away to safety, taken him to a hospital to get him checked out, and he doesn't have security clearance to go any further, so he basically waits outside with his pew pew, waiting to see if any scrolls show up. but don't worry, he's not going to actually do anything with that gun, as we'll see later. So then they show Gravik, and this is where the show immediately falls apart even more. so Gravik is talking with his people, and he's angry. They're angry that he didn't kill Fury, and he's all like, he's angry that Fury's wife, who he ordered to kill, didn't betrayed them and didn't kill Fury, which also he doesn't care about, because he also said that he needs Fury alive, because he needs Fury to tell him where the key is. Basically, Fury, his whole plan is to become a Super Skrull by getting he's already got DNA from Groot. He's trying to get the Avengers DNA. That's his whole ultimate end game. And Fury is the only one that knows where these caches are. Apparently, when the Avengers had their battle for Earth, Fury had Skrull agents go to the battle scene and pick up the blood and stored it somewhere secure. And Gravik was apparently one of those people, but he somehow was not privy to where Fury stashed him. So he's saying he needs Fury alive in order to get it, but he also ordered his wife to kill Fury. And also knew Fury was going to be on the convoy and tried to blow it. So he completely contradicts himself multiple times throughout this entire exchange, and the guys is just mad at him. So he uses his Groot arm to kill him. So, and this is basically telling everyone to shut up. You don't get an opinion. I run the show here. You're faceless. You're nameless.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his undoing, obviously.
Yes, because they later in the episode try to kill him.
Yeah.
And fail, of course, because he's the main villain. So he uses he goes Super Skrull and wipes them all out and does some more hilarious overacting at the end of it. But there's more Nick Fury humiliation. So Fury's guarding the president because Gravik just tried to kill the president, even though we'll see that he contradicts himself again. So Gravik calls Rhodey, who's a Skrull, we know now, and he tells Rhodey change of plans because Rhodey's on his way to the hospital to kill the president.
Yeah, and
he's like, change the plans. You're not going to kill the president. We need the president alive. So what we're going to do is his plan is he's going to tell Rhodey to tell the president about the Skrull, and he's going to tell the president to show the president the Skrull compound in Russia, and tell him that the Skrulls are here, but they're working with the Russians, and they need to blow up this compound. And basically, that's what the plan is. That's going to basically start World War III, because obviously, if you attack on Russian soil, that's considered a declaration of war. So Rhodey's like, okay, I mean, that's kind of a crazy plan, but he's like, basically sacrifice whatever. He basically tells Rhodey, shut up, I don't care, just do the plan. So Rhodey rolls up to the hospital, and Fury's waiting for him with a gun, and you're like, finally, Fury's about to do something. He's like, you're out of your Skrull ass mind. You think I'm letting you see the president? Because Fury obviously doesn't know the plans change. He thinks that he's here to kill the president, because they just tried to kill the president. He knows he's a Skrull. They're trying to kill the president. So Rhodey just basically calls his bluff and is like, well, you're not going to do shit because I'm a Skrull, but they don't know I'm a Skrull. And the only way you're going to find out that I'm a Skrull is if you kill me, and I know you're not going to kill me. Except, obviously, that's not the only way you can find out someone's a Skrull. You don't have to kill him. So, but Fury in this show, this version of Fury is a complete moron and a coward. So instead of shooting Rhodey, he just taps him on the head with the gun, and then all his security comes through and point their guns at Fury and basically tell him to kick rocks. And if you come back, we're going to smoke you. So Fury walks away again in his mind, thinking he was going to protect the president from getting assassinated. He's just walking away now without exposing because and also Rhodey has just leaked the video. He just sent out the video of the Skrull Fury shooting Commander Hill. So that's going to go viral. So Fury's leaving the president to the Skrull that just tried to assassinate the president, and he's leaving while also going to be most wanted. So in the very next scene, they show the British lady who's like the only competent spy in this entire show and the only good part of it. She acts on her intel from the episode, and she pops up on a Skrull who's impersonating a high level person, and she immediately walks into the office, pulls her gun, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she shoots him in the leg immediately, and the security comes running in like, "What's going on?" They heard the gunshot, and because he's been injured, he turns back into a Skrull, and she's like, "See, he's a Skrull." That's literally all Fury had to do. Fury knows this. They showed this before. Fury knows you don't have to kill a Skrull to make them turn. All you have to do is just injure them. This happened to Talos when during the assault on the convoy. Talos was shot in like the chest, arm, on the shoulder area, and he partially turned back into his Skrull form while he was trying to break the window so the president could escape and Fury can evacuate him. So Fury knows you don't have to actually kill a Skrull to make them turn back. All he had to do when he saw Rhodey was shoot him in the arm, shoot him in the leg, something. He would have dropped. He would have turned back into a Skrull, and he'd be like, "See, he's a Skrull." But no. But even then, Gravik calls Fury. This is how he gets even dumber. And he basically tells you, "I'm gonna," because of course Rhodey's plan works because he tells the president, "Hey, the Skrulls are real. This is where they are. They're on Russian soil. You got to blow this. You got to blow the target up." He's like, "Well, what about World War III?" Well, he's like, "Well, if we don't do it, then humanity will go extinct because of the Skrull. So it's either war is better than that, but also not true because World War III would be extinction. That's literally their entire plan. There's a million Skrull, but they're and 7 billion humans. Their plan is to cause World War III and make the humans fight each other." But the president's like, "Oh, okay." And Gravik calls Fury is like, "Okay, so this is my plan. I did this plan. But I'll call off the plan if you tell me where the Avengers DNA is." Now, again, this is once again a situation where his entire plan, including Fury being wanted, is upended by Fury just literally telling anyone at this point about the Skrull. Like if he had just shot Rhodey, he could have exposed him right there, and he would have been. If he had told the crazy thing is he meets up with the British lady because they're collabing now, and she didn't know that Rhodey was a Skrull.
Huh.
He's not telling anyone. They're not telling anyone anything. His entire plan gets destroyed if Fury or any of these people just share intel about the Skrull. It hinges on the fact that for some reason everyone is stupid and nobody is saying, "Hey, there's an alien species that just invaded. They have shape-shifting power." No one ever checks. There's two constants. No one ever checks if a person is a Skrull when they meet, they just assume they're talking to the person they're talking to, and no one ever tells anyone that the Skrull exists. And that's the only reason Gravik's plan still works. But we found out Fury's whole strategy in terms of where he hid everything. Get this. He set up gravestones all around the world with his fucking name on it. and inside underneath the gravestones is a secret cache where he stores the stuff that he wants. So if you just were looking around graveyards and you see Nick Fury's name, that's a cache. That's a secret cache. That's how you find all of Nick Fury's valuables.
I'm glad that I'm sufficiently confused enough to not be completely spoiled, but
so Fury goes in there and he grabs his eye patch and a gun, and they're in separate compartments, by the way. He keeps them in individual compartments, and he walks out like he's a badass or something to go confront Gravik or something. And that's how they ended the episode.
Well, that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I covered every. Oh, the only other thing I didn't cover in the episode is that Emilia Clarke's character, she confronts Nick Fury just to tell him that she needs help burying her father. So Fury, for some reason, tells her, "Okay, go to my wife. She'll help you bury." So she breaks into his house with a gun drawn and confronts his wife. And after they lower their weapons, she's like, "Yeah, I just need help burying my dad." So they go bury Talos and do the rites. Then they go back to her place because meanwhile, Gravitz has, by the way, sent some hitters to kill Fury's wife because of the fact that she refused to kill Fury because even though he literally says he didn't expect her to do it, and he also didn't want her to do it because he wanted Fury alive. So because she didn't do the thing that he didn't want her to do, he's sending Skrull to kill her. But it doesn't matter. They are more than capable of both of them together murdering the entire hit squad that shows up. And the funniest thing about this scene is that it's clear none of them did any stunt work, not even to the point of unloading and reloading a gun, reloading and loading up a gun, because like you don't see their faces like almost the 99% of this entire fight sequence. Like it's so obvious that someone else is doing literally everything, including reloading.
Yeah. Well,
so the only other scene is another one that was also shot in two different locations where Fury, when Fury's initially meeting up with the British lady, he gets a private jet while he's talking to Gravix, and some dude is there because he's got Fury's passports, and you could tell it was filmed separately because Fury's not directly responding, and they're not filmed in the same room. But the guy's literally purpose there is just to toss Fury his credentials that he needed and just to insult him. tell him he's old, he should retire, and he's grumpy, he should take a nap.
Well, so there's that. And I think that's all that needs to be said.
One episode left, thank God.
Yeah.
That next week is the finale. Oh, can't wait.
But obviously it's superhero fatigue.
Yes, it's definitely the fatigue. It's not the quality of the writing. By the way, we were joking. I was joking earlier in our reviews, in previous reviews, about how this is clearly they're doing this because there's no Avengers because the budget. Jay, the budget of the show is $212 million.
Oh, I'm aware of that. And it's it's $5 a month for Disney Plus or something like that, you know?
They spent $212 million on the show, Jay.
I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
They must have been paying Sam like $10 million an episode.
Even then, how do you get to $212 million?
I don't know.
Most of they filmed on location overseas, specifically where they can save money.
Yeah.
Most of the episodes are literally just two people in a room talking to each other.
Yep.
There's barely any action scenes.
I don't know.
And even those, and a lot of those, it's not like it's literally just gunfights, explosions, and some light explosions and hand-to-hand combat. Like, there's no way they spent that much on just the scroll CGI. Where did the money go?
I don't know, man.
They definitely didn't spend it on writers. Did they spend it on I know some of that money, a significant amount of that money went to reshoots because they did 4 months of those.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I don't know, man. I don't understand how the disconnect comes in. I don't understand. Like, I know it's hard to like look back at something that you created, like, and really be objective sometimes, but like somebody had to have looked at this and not been a yes man and said, you know, hey, what the fuck, you know? Look at this. I was about to highlight that too.
And it doesn't use any CGI. No, yeah. I read that Nolan didn't use any CGI for Oppenheimer, and it cost less. $212 million for 6 episodes of Secret Invasion, and again, the entire show is two people in a room talking to each other. There is a conspiracy guy and an agent in a room talking to each other. There's Fury and Gravitz in a restaurant talking to each other. There's Fury and Rhodey in an office talking to each other. There's Gravik in a warehouse. A lot of warehouse scenes. How did they spend $212 million? Where did it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely feel like
they even lost Novel Flow.
Man,
this is like what they really need to do is invest in some accounting. That's what they need to work out with this deal. They need to have some kind of system in place so that they can actually track where all this money is going and why they're spending so much and getting such little output.
It really, yeah, it's baffling because the series is. I usually can find the good in a lot of things that you can't, and I'm struggling, man. Like, even for Sam, it's not like a great performance. He just seems old.
Yes,
and flustered, you know.
Okay. Inception's budget was $160 million.
There you go.
This show cost
and I mean, when you put all
$50 million more than Inception.
Yeah, I mean, Sam must have got the bag. Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
Holy shit! What's going on?
Like, because there's really nobody else that you're gonna like. Who are you gonna pay a lot of money to be a part of this? No one.
It's literally just Samuel Jackson and Emilia Clarke. Those are the only like really big name people.
Yeah, and I know that the British lady Coleman, can't think of her first name. I know she's done some big stuff recently, but she's not like a mega star either.
Jay, Spider-Man No Way Home was $200 million. Budget.
Dude, Sam must be getting $20 million an episode.
That has to. Samuel L. Jackson must have read that dog shit script and be like, look, I'll do this for 20 episode, not a penny less.
I mean, if the Friends cast can get $1 million an episode,
yeah. If I was Sam and they handed me that script, I would be like, yeah, I need 20 mil. I need 20 mil episode.
Yeah, I don't know, because he's really legitimately the only massive name on that list. And I mean, there's not even a lot of like smaller like B-listers, you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
That can tally up, you know? I mean, all right, so there's Don Cheadle.
It's Don Cheadle, it's Emilia Clarke, and it's Samuel Jackson.
And Don Cheadle and Emilia Clarke are not in it enough that it would make that big of an impact on the salary.
And Don Cheadle was not like a $10-20 million a picture actor anyway.
That's true. You know, I mean, he's certainly a bigger name, but
he's a big name. We know him. He's like it's because he's like critically acclaimed. Like,
you know, it'd be amazing though. It would be amazing if like this would have been way better writing if they actually shot Don Cheadle Rhodey and the real Rhodes was released and it was Terrence Howard all along.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would single-handedly flip everything. Like the only thing I can think of is like they paid Emilia Clarke and Samuel Jackson $20 million episode. They paid Don Cheadle $1 million episode, and they spent the rest on the show.
Yeah, that's true. They got Don Cheadle because he was cheaper than
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he wanted. Yeah, Terrence Howard. You know, he was popping at the time. So after the first one, he was like, "Yeah, I want my money, man. I want my money, man." And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go in a different direction."
Yeah, and I think we forget Terrence Howard was good.
Oh, he was great. I mean, he's a great actor. He was great in Empire. He was great in Hustle and Flow.
And I'm not saying like Don Cheadle was good as War Machine. You know, he's good. I think Terrence Howard is better.
Yeah, Terrence Howard got that swag. You know, yeah. he brought a little something. Maybe next time, man. I fucking love Terrence Howard. He's awesome.
Yeah. All right, what else we got?
Thankfully, no more Secret Invasion. But let me see. With Superman, I know Superman Legacy. We're still waiting for more casting. Have you been watching My Adventures with Superman?
I watched the first episode with my wife, and I don't think she was that into it. So we haven't really had a chance to watch anymore.
I actually like the show. I watched the first 4 episodes. I was as soon as I saw race swap Jimmy Olsen, I was skeptical because I remember when Young Justice new season started, I was super excited for that, and that was updated for minor artists to an extent where it's basically unwatchable. But Harley Quinn is really good, so I was like, okay, so they're kind of batting 50-50 on this. So I'll take the swing on Eventual Superman. It's actually good. I could tell that somebody in the writers' room and on the direction team were big fans of anime, because they definitely wear their influences on their sleeve. So I definitely appreciate that, even down to giving Clark a Sailor Moon type of transformation. Like, I love the aesthetics. I like that they didn't just go for like the generic DC animation art style. They actually very much tried a bit. You know, Clark is a bit goofy, as you could expect, but Lois is super horny, so that's pretty funny. and they're actually really good. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I'll probably get back into it. Obviously, you know, being on the cruise derailed me for about a week from, you know, being in that world. But you know what? I needed that time away. You know, it was good to kind of unplug
Unplug.
as much as I could.
Yeah, you let those bags of money rest for a little bit.
I wish.
you use them to go back. It seemed very relaxing. Your wife won bingo, didn't she?
Yeah, for like $200, and then we put it right back into bingo.
Oh, that's how they get you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a good time. It was my mom always wanted to go on a cruise, and 2019 for Christmas, we said, all right, we're gonna take you on a cruise, and then the world had other ideas. So we finally got to do it. It was me, my mom, my brother, my wife, and my wife's parents came too. You wouldn't know because they didn't take any pictures with us, and they were okay with that. So, but yeah, it was cool. We just hung out. The cruise idea is cool. The execution, this was the wrong cruise to be my first one to get me to want to do it again, because I guess from what I understand, Boston's launch dock is too shallow for the bigger boats. So this is one of the smaller boats by cruise standards.
Right.
And it just felt like there wasn't a lot going on. I was a little underwhelmed. Everything felt, and I know I'm a big guy and that's on me, but everything felt like it was like 3 or 4 inches too small. And
that's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just felt like if I had just a little bit more space, like even like the hallways, you're like running into people, and like it's just.
I feel like cruises are wasted on you because you hate seafood.
Well, but there was like a lot of different restaurants. Like there was a Brazilian steakhouse restaurant, and that was really good.
Yeah, but you're in a boat. You're in a boat. You're supposed to have seafood.
No, I mean you have whatever you want. I will say that the buffet is obviously the go-to because there's
Of course
a lot of options and it's part of the meal plan. It was cafeteria food. Like it was.
Oh no!
It was not. It was like $5 Vegas Strip buffet at best.
So you didn't go to the money bag cruise. You.
I mean, it was Norwegian, so I mean, it was a good one.
That's tough.
But like, I just felt like everything was like basic.
I love a good buffet. There was a Chinese buffet that back when I used to work at the eBay store. There was a Chinese buffet like right down the street, and it was actually kind of perfect. There was a Walmart and a dollar store right across the street, and then there was a Chinese buffet directly down the street, all within close proximity of our place. So we would like sometimes go to lunch, go to hit the Chinese buffet, and this was like really good Chinese food, but also like a lot of American stuff, and it was like stupid cheap.
Well, they had a Chinese restaurant on the boat, and it was mid. Very, very limited options. Was not very good. They had a hibachi place.
Hibachi.
The hibachi was decent. But it was one of their like premium meals, so it wasn't like part of the meal plan. We tried to stick to all the meal plan stuff, but as part of our package, we got like 2 of the premium ones. So we did the Brazilian and the Japanese, and they were definitely the right 2 to choose. I think they were.
They were
pretty good.
Oh, you like the Japanese packages?
Yeah, I like. I love hibachi. Like not because like they're cooking it for you, just like the meal. You know what I mean?
Right. How are the other packages, Jay? How'd they feel to you?
Well, the drink package felt really good.
Oh, you drank from the packages?
Okay. Yeah, we drank from the packages. So we did have the drink package where anything that wasn't top shelf was included. So I was like double fisting Mai Tais. That was fun.
Double fisting is always fun, I hear.
Yeah, I did that one just for you. I literally laid it up for you.
I appreciate it. Oh, apparently the Invincible season 2 trailer just dropped, so I'm guessing they had their panel already.
Yeah, I saw it. Lots of people retweeting it. So
I think, can we react to it? I believe we can actually. Let me probably is it on the YouTube?
it's on Twitter.
Twitter sucks.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's flooding at Fenway Park.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Twitter downgrades the quality to absolute shit.
Yeah. No, I understand. That's just where I saw it.
All right. Let's see. Invincible season 2. There we go. Jay disappeared at the same time.
Yeah, I planned it perfectly.
All right, so let's react to this Invincible season 2 trailer. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but we'll see. I guess.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Some of you, it probably seemed like this day would never come.
I can't wait for this.
Maybe you're even wondering if you're ready for this.
Martin Luther King?
For what comes next.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
I didn't know who he was.
Oh, this looks sick.
I don't fight friends because I would win.
Never apologize for saving lives.
Zazie Beats.
There's only one way this kid goes back out there.
That's my girl.
And that's on a very short leash.
I'm just happy helping people.
You know people try to kill us every single day, right?
I don't care how old he is. He needs.
Maybe if
This
you
looks
train
awesome.
more and complain
Okay.
less, we could get back to saving lives.
Make him pay for what he did to your
Sterling K.
world.
Brown.
Chloe Bennett.
Enslaved
Josh
my
Keaton.
husband.
Terry Walling.
Chloe
Human
Bennett.
superhero.
Tatiana Masley.
Leah Thompson.
Kill
Bill Lamar.
Rob Delaney.
questions later.
They got
Leah
a tight cast.
Thompson. Jay Farrow.
Viltrumite against
That's a crazy
Viltrumite.
cast.
That has not happened since the Great Purge.
J.K. Simmons.
You should have died at birth.
Damn. Jesus Christ, Omni-Man. Holy. That is Omni-Man. That is a classic. Holy shit.
That was a lot.
That looked awesome. November 9th. I'm looking forward to it. Wait, isn't that the same day as the Marvels?
Well,
I know
you're not conflicted anymore.
Oh, not at all. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh no. I don't know. Is there anything compete with Marvel? No. Well, I guess my obligations are clear. I'll definitely be prioritizing the Marvels. Or no, what? Oh, that looks fire. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be awesome. I love Invincible. I hope they. I know there was a. I know. I was getting some people replying because there was Ubisoft finally revealed that they were doing a mobile game for Invincible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did a video a while ago because Rob Kirkman Skybound basically said that they plan to expand into video games. They wanted to make a wide variety of video games. They wanted to break into the market for Invincible. And then when people found out that Ubisoft was doing Invincible mobile game, for some reason they were saying that my video aged poorly or something. I'm like, no, that's literally what that's what happened. Like I reported that they were trying to expand into video games in a wide variety of areas, and they were just trying to make it work, find the right people to work with, and they get one of the biggest game studios on the planet to do a mobile game. That checks out. they're expanding into video games. But haters are gonna hate. I'm probably not gonna play it, but because I just don't do mobile games in general, except for Yu-Gi-Oh. But I'll check it out. I'll at least look at it and see if it's interesting. But I'm waiting for. But I looked at it as a good sign for Invincible, because if they can get with a major studio for their first shot, then it gives me hope for the like AAA console game that they were also saying that they were trying to do. Obviously, that one's going to be a lot further out, regardless of when they can secure something. But yeah, that's ultimately what the goal is, to do like a big like a Spider-Man or a God of War type of Invincible game.
Would certainly be interesting. I'm not like the biggest Invincible or The Boys fan, but they're okay. I'll watch it. I mean, I watched the first season.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I mean, the second season definitely worse than the first. Third season was really good, but I
kind of like the. I'm talking about The Boys. I kind of like the Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy is amazing, but yeah, Jensen Ackles is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But just as video games, they make for. I think they both make for a really interesting universe.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I would play those games.
Yeah, especially done right. Like I think they make excellent choices for video games. Especially with the brutality they both offer. I would love like a mature rated boys game.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Depending on how they do it, like that's the thing. They could go a lot of ways with it. They can do like kind of an adaptation of the story, or they can like set you up with like your own character existing within that world with powers.
That'd be interesting. You could probably do that. That would make sense as like an MMO almost,
Yeah, man.
Create your own superhero.
Yeah, like kind of a console MMO. Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
I'd be down.
And then you're kind of going up against all the known characters.
Yeah, you could be a villain. You could be a villain or a hero, though they're all kind of villains, but to a degree.
Indeed.
You can test your might against Homelander. Try to see if you could take him out. I'm with it. I'm looking forward to either one. But yeah, definitely looking forward to reviewing Invincible season 2 instead of Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I'll make sure I watch it and keep up with it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something you're gonna want to. What else even is coming out from Marvel? I feel like everything else is delayed. Is Loki season? Yeah, that I feel like that was definitely delayed. I think Loki season 2 might still, or X-Men 97 might be out.
Oh yeah, I think they showed some X-Men 97 stuff today. I know they unveiled some like action figures.
I think that's done, so I don't think the strike is affecting that. I heard that one's coming out in like the fall.
Yeah.
But Loki season 2 is like up in the air or something.
It's kind of funny. I got my Present Loki hot toy while I was away. I haven't had a chance to open it yet.
Oh.
I also got notification that my Cad Bane is shipping next week. And now I only have one pre-order left, and I am broke.
I'm surprised you didn't prioritize any of those special edition Spider-Man 2 hot toys.
I missed out on Miles. I already have the Peter version. The Peter one is really just the original with some extra stuff. So I wasn't gonna get that one, but I wanted Miles, but it was limited to 500. The Miles that I got was 2020, so I knew I would eventually get his regular suit, but
not the upgraded.
Yeah, I guess I'm not getting the upgrade one. I joined the waiting list, but I doubt there's only 500. I doubt I'll get it.
I mean, you're JayShockBlast. I'm sure they'll prioritize you.
No, I doubt it.
Like, hey, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm JayShockBlast, so
Yeah, that does not work as well as you think it does. So
it should.
Yeah.
If I was in control of that waiting list, I'd be like, oh, JayShockBlast, right this way, sir.
Yeah.
Here we go. That'll be $500 or whatever the fuck those things cost.
Yeah, they're around 300. I got my Moon Knight right there. It's so sick.
Jeez, what was that? 300?
Yeah, about that.
Jesus. The amount you kids spend on your action figures.
Well, if I ever decide that I need to unload them, they carry their retail value at least, so I'll break even. But post a few pictures, show an unboxing, and write that shit off.
Boom. This man knows it. This man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that covers it for this week. I want to get at least a little bit of sleep because I have another Spider-Man video that I have to make today for tomorrow. And I think I might live stream as well. We'll see.
Well, I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, and I fought through it though.
You fought hard. I respect.
I'm starting to fall apart here at the end though.
I don't notice anything at all.
Well, that's why I had to mute and go. I'm like starting to feel a little dizzy because I just took some Dayquil. So
the enemies call me Namor.
Namor.
I found out that's one. I found out that's one of the impressions that I can do.
Yeah,
I could do the MCU Namor, which I'm very sad is one of those impressions. My enemies call me Namor.
Namor.
I wish I could do Tony Todd's Venom. That was absolutely good. I tried it earlier and I hurt myself.
Yeah. Kind of like I just did right there.
Yes, we will. He's so good at that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Appreciate all y'all hanging out once again. We'll be back next week. Unfortunately, we won't be getting any guests unless they are in the video game market because everyone else is on strike.
Well, we are closing in on 500 subscribers too.
We are. So look out. We're coming for you, YouTube. You lowered the bar, so we're coming for you. So definitely subscribe if you're new. I'm Sadot The Gamer.
I am JayShockBlast.
I'm Casual Avenger. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace.